So for those of you that have been subscribed to this channel for a long time, you would know that back around 2020, 2021-ish, during the COVID pandemic, since we were all stuck at home, I was just coming up with video idea after video idea, and one of the things that I did was I reacted to Poppy's old videos, you know, the ones that you were trying to figure out what they meant and what was going on and why the hell it was even made. I did it for comedy purpose, reacting to it. Like, I look back at those now because I went back and actually rewatched some of them, and I said, if I were to do it again, I'd do it a little differently because I had an understanding of what was going on and that, you know, Poppy in itself was a character, so of course it's weird and unusual. But over the years, she's kind of gotten away from that. Like, it's still a character and a persona, but we see more of the actual person in her coming out and being more interactive than usual. And although it kind of made a mini return in like 2022, the weird videos, she stopped doing those and really only does those now to promote a tour or whatever else she has going on. But there was one thing that recently came out before the release of her new album, Negative Spaces, that was kind of used as a way to, I guess, tease the album, even though it has nothing to do with the album in the first place. It's just kind of something that she made to get people's attention, to show her like, hey, something new is here, something new is coming, to get ready. And that is a Veeps exclusive, Improbably Poppy.
Poppy.
Now, I didn't watch these on Veeps, I watched these on YouTube because she decided a couple months after the episodes came out on Veeps to upload them for free on YouTube, so that's why I'm kind of late to the party in this sense. And I gotta say, the way I would describe this show is just, you know how Adult Swim does like those little in-between like banners, you know, and it has the weird animation and stuff, and you're just like, I don't know what that is. That's basically the show, but for like 14 or 15 minutes at a time. I mean, it is interesting though. Like, I'm not saying that it's like a bad thing that it's like that. I think that aesthetic can be pretty cool, where you're doing weird and unusual things to catch someone's attention. This is a 6-episode series, so it's not like it was something that had 10 to 12 episodes, and each episode has its own, I guess you can say, theme to it, even though some of the things that she does in the show, skits and whatnot, seem a little off topic. But in episode 1, she has Taking Risks, which is just basically her explaining about the risk-taking to some things and how it can be beneficial in some ways. Episode 2 is about education, so she's just educating us about education. Episode 3 is one of the more violent ones. It's Free Will, and she kills so many people, mainly with the gun, in the episode.
What's that guy do?
He pulls the focus.
I wish I had 25K. Okay, kill me.
Welcome home, son.
Then I know that's kind of like her thing, her shtick, but it's just, it's so weird just seeing like everybody on the set. She's just like, cameraman, boom. She has this weird like Deal or No Deal skit where she kind of, you know, has this accent, not like the Poppy accent, like almost like a Mario and Luigi type accent.
10 cases, 10 beautiful models in paintball protective gear. One case says $1 million. The other 9, less than that.
Episode 4 is Hygiene, which, you know, basically one of the like puppet friends that she has as like her co-host ends up stinking, so she teaches them about hygiene and how it's very beneficial to people and how it could help you, you know, get more friends and not be, you know, outcasted or seen as the smelly person, because nobody wants to be seen as the person that smells so bad.
Hope you choke on a motherfucking cheese stick, you nasty, greasy bitch.
In episode 5, we have Growing Up, which again goes through just how as a kid we think growing up is going to be this cool thing, but once you actually hit adulthood, you realize it's not as easy as it looks. And then in episode 6, which to me is the weirdest one, it's about nature and she brings back talking to the plant, although she doesn't name him Plant. She names it, I think, Basil, but outside of that, there's other things, like she goes to the LA Zoo where there's just performer clowns and this weird cult-like group that's acting like animals, and they accept her into that group. It gets a little weird in this sense. She also does like these little mini like parody interviews, and in this one she interviews a flat earther, but she puts his head into a guillotine for whatever reason and just leaves him there. Like, doesn't cut his head off, just leaves him there. Like, it's so different from the other 5 episodes that I thought I was watching some sort of different show. I also forgot to mention that the thing she used to do in her old videos where she'd go, someone sent me this, and then open up some mail, whether it was real mail or not. She also brought that back in a couple of episodes, and it's just pretty interesting to see that she's throwing it back to some of the older stuff that she used to do as well in the show, kind of paying homage to it, while also showing it in some sort of new light than we're used to seeing it from.
Relief.
Another thing is, at the end of each episode, she sings this song, which I wouldn't be surprised would be made into some sort of EP down the line, because that seems to be something that she could do. I mean, every year when she's not releasing an album, she's releasing an EP of some sort, and here you got 6 episodes with 6 songs about the topics at hand about those episodes, that it would all fit well into some sort of Improbably Poppy EP. The Madden brothers, Joel and Benji, also produced the show, which is another thing I thought was interesting. Like, I do know they have that podcast that they do on Veeps, but I didn't think that they would be involved in anything like this. But hey, to each his own, I guess. So, really, when I describe the show, it's just wacky, and it's kind of interesting, because there's some times where, like, she's kind of being more of herself than Poppy in these skits. Like, in the first episode, she does this whole fortune teller thing, and she's kind of, playing, jokes on people and whatnot, and the other people are playing along. It's, like, nice and wholesome.
You sure you don't want your fortune read?
Is it for a charge?
No, it's free.
Okay.
Your mom is not who she says she is. You'll need to upgrade to our paid subscription to learn more. Cash or card?
And in the 6th episode, she ends up going to the place in Hollywood where they have all, like, the special effects stuff, like the dummies and, the fake drugs and stuff like that, the fake guns for these movies and whatever, and you can kind of see Mariah just, like, pop out here and there. Like, it's cool to see her actually, enjoying herself and not being forced to play the character to its full extent, and, being able to just, again, be herself without any precaution whatsoever. And to be honest with you, I'm not surprised she made a show like this. I mean, we are talking about Poppy here. You look back at her old videos, and they have some sort of similar vibe to this. I mean, there's a whole white background when she's in the studio doing whatever it is, whether it's an interview or something else, just like her old videos had back in the day. And it just seems like those videos, but stretched out to, like I said, these episodes are anywhere between like 13 to 15 minute long, Adult Swim time cards and episodes and stuff like that. Like, literally, if she wasn't going to release this on Veeps, I could see Adult Swim taking this on, because that's how weird it is. And thinking about it, I kind of hope there's another season of this, because it's so interesting and there's so many more topics that she can delve into. And with her mind, I mean, it can go anywhere. And I was actually kind of surprised to see that this was like an adult show. It's rated TV-14 on Veeps, so it's not like South Park levels of like inappropriate and bad and whatever. Like, kids could still watch this, but you would have to like be with them and monitor it, because there is cursing. Like, she has this whole segment on a couple episodes called Fucking with Fractions, where she says fucking, but she censors out fractions, and I get it, that's part of the joke.
Hello, and welcome back to Fucking with Fractions.
And there's just other portions where she talks about, like, inappropriate things, like, sexual acts and stuff like that, where she gets, like, really, really detailed with it.
I've seen this town chew puppets up, spit them out, and come all over their butts. And when you come on the butt cheeks, it's hardly practicing safe sex at all.
Who the fuck tryna nut in my butt?
Which, again, that surprised me more than the show in itself. But, again, she's a grown woman. She can do whatever she wants. It just kind of caught me off guard, because I didn't think she was going to go to that extent during a show that she made. But, lo and behold, she did. But that's just my thoughts on Improbably Poppy. If you want to check out the series for yourself but don't want to have to pay for it on Veeps, I will link the playlist in the description below from her channel so that way you can enjoy these for free. But outside of that, that is it for me. Stay safe out there, and until then, I will catch you all in the next one.
So it's a labia minora. Is it this?
Bitch, no,